The Supreme Court hearing a dispute over a California law that forces most pro-life crisis pregnancy centers to provide information to clients about where they can go to find low or no-cost abortions. Mike Huckabee, former Republican governor of Arkansas and a Fox News contributor, joins us live today. And good to see you, Governor.
Thank you very much, Shannon. Good to be with you.
What do you, as somebody who has led a state that probably has different positions than California does on this, what do you make of this case today? It was a very interesting argument.
Well, it was a very powerful moment because the Supreme Court's most liberal justices had to just admit that this was a ridiculous law that California had passed that was very punitive toward the pro-life pregnancy centers. To say that if you're a pregnancy center primarily designed to save a human life and you have to tell people how to kill a human life, to make you do that, it's like saying that Weight Watchers has to tell people how to overeat in case they'd really rather have that option. I mean, it's that absurd. And the most liberal justices, including Kagan and Sotomayor and others, all, Ginsburg even, recognized and pretty well said this doesn't make sense. So I think that this law is going to be struck down. I can't imagine how it would stay. But here's the bigger question that at some point the Supreme Court is going to have to address. Is that unborn child a human being or not? If it is a person, and quite frankly, what we didn't know in 1973 so well, we know now, it is a person. And that person has a right to due process under the Constitution. And we really ought to be rethinking the whole idea of taking a perfectly healthy unborn child or any child without due process.
Yeah, they didn't get to that today, but they did talk a lot about these clinics. Justice Alito did note that it appears, he cited a statistic that this law, the way it's narrowly tailored, it's got all kinds of carve-outs for different medical providers and facilities, that it ends up 98.5% of the clinics who are subjected to this law are the nonprofit pro-life crisis pregnancy centers. He said that seems a little bit suspicious that that's how this worked out. I want to play a soundbite from pro-choice leader Elise Hogue. She leads NARAL. This is why she said California has passed this law.
Women deserve fair and accurate information. I think that the justices interrogated and the state of California made the case that these fake women's health centers cannot operate without being dependent on lies and deception to get women through their doors.
So, you know, the argument is that women aren't getting the full picture when they go into these crisis pregnancy centers. I mean, she said it's about lies and deception. Even Justice Ginsburg today said, why shouldn't women be informed, whatever clinic they walk into, about the full range of options?
Well, I'll tell you where the lies are coming from the abortion clinics. That's a big business. Millions and millions of dollars are being made by the destruction of innocent human life. What they're not telling is that there is a heartbeat in that baby somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks. Most people don't know they're pregnant then. And there's already a heartbeat. Should we be killing a human being with a heartbeat just because it's big business for someone? That's what is not being told. And this idea that it's all about women's health, this has a detrimental effect on health of women, both physically and emotionally. And I tried to say so many times that there's two victims in every abortion. One is the baby, and the other is that birth mother who may have been talked into this by some provider because it's good business for them, maybe by a boyfriend, a husband, a mother, a grandmother, or a good friend. But they're not telling them the full picture, either of what this is doing to them physically or emotionally for the short as well as for the long term.
Well, without weighing into that question today, the justices are going to look at whether this free speech issue, where you can force somebody who has a position the state doesn't agree with to endorse something else that they don't agree with. We'll see. It's a big free speech case. The underlying issue there, of course, abortion as well. We'll have a decision by June. Governor, thank you very much for weighing in tonight. Great to see you.
Thank you, Shannon.